Good morning, students. Today we will start with the first chapter of history that talks about nationalism in Europe. The subtopics that we cover in today's class are an introduction to the chapter and the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. In this chapter, we can understand how the feeling of nationalism arose in Europe. Let us start with one of the painting depicted by Frederick Sorio in the year 1848. The same painting you can see even in your textbook. Frederick Sorio, he was a French artist, prepared a series of 4 prints visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republic. Now let's analyze what Frederick Sorio tried to convey through his painting, or else what is the meaning of this painting. In this painting, we can see that people of Europe and America of all ages and social classes are in a long queue. Here you can see the people are standing in a long queue and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty shows the torch of enlightenment in one hand and the Charter of Rights of Man on the other hand. It talks about removing absolutism. Absolutism means here the rule of monarchy. And here in the ground, in this image, we can see some shattered remains you can see here. And this shattered remains that symbolize the shattered remains of the absolutist institutions. They were looking for an utopian world. Utopian world means a kind of ideal society to be built. So they want to put an end to the absolutism, and they are looking for a utopian world, a kind of ideal society. And these were the kind of feeling prominent among the people. Leading the procession are USA and Switzerland, which were already nation states at that time, followed by France with its revolutionary tricolor and Germany with their flag that is black, red, and golden color. Following the German peoples are the peoples of Austria, the Kingdom of Two Sicilies, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary, and Russia. Lombardy is the largest region in Italy, and Kingdom of Two Sicilies. It means it was a kingdom in southern Italy. And now here the top of his painting. Here we can in this painting we can see heaven, Christ, then saints, angels. So they have been used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. So in his painting, he portrayed the scenes that he dreamt about Europe. So it means Frederick Sorio, he through his paintings, he wants that the people should understand clearly that there are certain limitations in the existing system. Existing system means the monarchy rule. He had a dream of social and republican governments. It means there should not be any kind of discrimination. So he wants the monarchy rule to be removed and a systematic governance should happen. So his vision was people's governance. So people's governance, or else removing the absolutism, and he needs an utopian rule. That is what he tried to convey to the people through his paintings. In the 19th century, that brought a change in political and mental world of Europe that led to the emergence of nation state rather than multinational dynastic empire. So under nation state, what we talk about is a sense of unity and a sense of developed culture that you are trying to struggle for independence, and there is a kind of commonness or unity among the people, or else a common cause. So that is what the idea of nation state. It means he wants to bring a concept of oneness, or else a commonness, or else a unity among the people instead of a monarchy rule. So the 19th century nationalism brought about change in the political as well as the mental world of Europe, and that led to the emergence of a nation state rather than a multinational dynastic empire. Now let's move on to the next slide, explaining about the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. So the French Revolution we learned in class 9. So we already learned the French Revolution in detail. So now we can recollect some of the findings from that chapter. So we already learned that France was under the rule of an absolute monarch. We learned in the previous year that France was ruled by initially by the Bourbon dynasty. So it means monarchy rule. So absolute monarchy is a term used to explain the authorities of power of a person who is running the government and whose words are final. That is known as absolute monarchy. It means in absolute monarchy, the king's rule, the king's word is the final word. And there is no value for the word of the common people. So that is known as absolutism, or else absolute rule of the monarchs. In France, the absolute monarchy existed till 1789. Once the revolt broke out in 1789, people had marched out of their houses and walked onto the streets and blasted the Bastille Palace, made the king to run away from there, and they decided we did not go for absolute monarchy system further. They decided to go for their own governance, that is the body of active citizens. It means the people who are really facing the problems, or else the people are in the scenario, would be their representatives. They don't want somebody from a royal family to dictate what to do and what not to do. So they decided to have the body of active citizens who will plan and further shape the future of the nation. As part of shaping the future of the nations, they need uniformity in laws. There should not be any discrimination to anybody. So thus the concept of equality emerged. Thus they brought the idea of la patrie and le citoyen. La patrie means fatherland, or else homeland. So it means this land, France, belongs to the people who belongs to that nation. And le citoyen, the concept of le citoyen means the citizens of the nation. So this two concepts, the la patrie and le citoyen. So it means the meaning of these two concepts is the country France that belongs to the people who belongs to that nation, and these emphasized unity and equality of rights under a constitution. And they also brought a new tricolor flag which is clear that this flag symbolizes a new nation that emerging outside. They also renamed the elected representatives as government. And they not only that, they changed the existing systems. Estates Generals was elected and renamed as National Assembly. They brought new patterns, new hymns, and the martyrs were commemorated. So in that region, French became a common language and the regional dialects were discouraged. The aim of the revolutionaries was to liberate people from despotism. The concept of nationalism should emerge in Europe. The revolution first started in France, later it spread to all the countries in Europe. It spread to Germany, it spread to Italy, Hungary, Austria, Poland, and so on. So the revolution, initially it started in Europe and later it spread to every nook and corner of Europe. And they started to think in the lines of French Revolution. Then it is explaining that Jacobins clubs was established across the region. French army moved into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and Italy in 1790s. The French armies carry the idea of nationalism abroad. Napoleon destroyed democracy in France, but in the administrative field, he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. In 1804, he introduced a new civil code known as the Napoleonic Code, which removed all the privileges based on birth. He established equality before law. He secured the right to property, and he also simplified administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. And in towns, he removed the guild restrictions. Guild restriction means restriction imposed on trade. So he removed all the trade restrictions, and transportation and communication systems were improved, and he even introduced uniform laws and standardized weights and measures, and also introduced a common national currency that would facilitate the movement and exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. Later on, Napoleon turned hostile, and the new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with political freedom. Increased taxation, censorship, forced recruitment into the French army, all these outweigh the advantages of the administrative changes done by Napoleon. When Napoleon turned hostile, his rule was suppressed by the various powers, and the Congress of Vienna signed in 1815. So that was the fall of Napoleon. In the next slide, you can see the picture of Napoleon Bonaparte. So by this, we concluded this chapter. Now we will have a quick recap of today's class. Today we learned about the Frederick Soreiu's vision of world. So we saw a painting in the first part. Frederick Soreiu, he was a French artist, and in the year 1848, he prepared a series of four prints, visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republics. And we discussed about the first print that shows that the people in Europe and America, they stand in a long queue there, and they offered homage to the Statue of Liberty. And the Statue of Liberty It is the torch of enlightenment. It was carried by a female figure in one hand and the Charter of the Rights of Man in the other. And in the ground we saw some shattered remains, and that shattered remains is the symbol of the it is a symbol of the absolutist institutions. That the shattered symbols shows that he wants that the monarchy should be removed and an utopian world should come in reality. Utopian means a vision of a society that is so ideal and that is unlikely to actually exist. So he visualized an utopian world rather than a monarchy rule. And in Sorayu's utopian vision, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations, and they are identified through their flags and national costume. The processions was led by the United States and Switzerland, followed by France and Germany. Following the German people are the people of Austria, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies, Lombardy, Poland, England, and so on. And then again, moving back to the picture of Sorayu, the top of the painting, we saw that the heaven, the Christ, saints, and the angels, and that symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. The artist Frederick Sorayu used the heaven, Christ, saints, and angel to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought huge changes in the political and mental world of Europe. The end result of these changes was the emergence of the nation state. Then we learned about the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. In 1789, nationalism came with French Revolution, and the political and constitutional changes led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. Then we learned about the La Patrie and Le Citoyen, and then we learned about a new French flag. The tricolor was chosen to replace the former one. And finally, we learned that democracy destroyed in France by Napoleon Bonaparte, and a civil code was introduced in the year 1804, and this civil code is known as Napoleonic Code. And the prominent point related to the Napoleonic Code is he removed all the privileges based on birth and established equality before the law and secured the right to property. So now we concluded the first chapter of the first part of the chapter, Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.